A very good morning to all students. Today in this video we are studied about the chapter 8 of standard 11th chemistry, that is elements of group 1 and group 2. The elements of group 1 are known as the alkali metals and group 2 are known as the alkaline earth metals. In this first part we are studied about the introduction and then the electronic configuration of alkali and alkaline earth metal, that is group 1 and group 2 elements. Now, the weightage of this chapter without option is 4 marks and with option it is of 6 marks. In this chapter we are studied about the introduction of the group 1 and group 2 elements and then alkali metals and alkaline earth metals, electronic configuration of the elements group 1 and group 2, and then their trends in the atomic and physical properties of the group 1 and group 2, in which we have to study about the various properties like their metallic property, ionic radius, atomic radius, ionization enthalpy, electronegativity, etc. And then last is the uses of compounds of the S block elements. Now first of all we are study about the introduction of the group 1 and group 2 elements. The elements of the group 1A, that is they are known as the alkali metals, and group 2 are known as the alkaline earth metals. Now they have to be constitute the S block element. That means the S block elements have the two groups, that is group 1 and group 2, and group 1 are nothing but the alkali metals and group 2 they are constitute the alkaline earth metals. Their outermost shell electrons are present in the S orbital. That means the electrons in the outermost shell, these are present in the S orbital. As we have already studied in the chapter number 7, that is modern periodic table, the S block elements they are placed at the extreme left hand side of the periodic table, and P block elements at the right hand side of the periodic table, D block elements in between the S block elements and P block elements, which is we have to study in the standard 12th, and F block elements they are placed at the bottom of the periodic table. Now the S block elements they are placed at the extremely left hand side of the periodic table, and it can be placed into the two groups, that is first A group and second A group. The first A group it is known as the alkali metals, and second A group they are known as the alkaline earth metals, that is alkali metal alkaline earth metals, or the first A and second A group both are constitute the S block elements. Now the alkali metals contain the various elements, that is hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, then rubidium, then cesium and francium, whereas the second A group contains the barium, then magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium and then radium. Out of that, the hydrogen has the different property as compared to the lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium and francium. So while studying the alkali metals we cannot be studied about the hydrogen, and as due to the COVID-19 the properties of hydrogen, this part has to be deleted. So we have directly goes for the alkali metals and alkaline earth metals. Hydrogen it is the first element in the periodic table. It is appears at the top of the group of the alkali metals as its atomic number is 1, but it differs from the alkali metals in a number of respects, so it can be studied separately. Now we have moved towards the alkali metals and alkaline earth metals. Alkali metals means the group 1 and alkaline earth metals means the group 2. The elements of the groups 1 and 2, that is S block element, they are placed on the left of the periodic table. The last electron they can be enters into the NS subshell, thus they belong to the S block of the periodic table. As in these alkali metals or alkaline earth metals, their electrons it can be enters into the S subshell, so they are known as the S block elements. Now the group 1 of the periodic table It consists of the various elements. These are nothing but the hydrogen represented by symbol L, represented by the symbol H, then lithium represented by symbol Li, sodium Na, potassium, that is it can be represented by symbol K, then rubidium represented by symbol Rb, then cesium represented by symbol Cs, and then francium which is represented by the symbol Fr. These elements except hydrogen, that means lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium and francium, all elements are collectively known as the alkali metals. The two elements of the group 1, that is sodium and potassium, sodium represented by symbol Na, potassium represented by the symbol K, are the 6th and 7th most abundant elements in the earth crust. That means sodium and potassium, these two elements are found in very large amount in the earth. But the element francium, which is represented by the symbol Fr, it cannot be occur appreciably in the nature because it is radioactive in nature and it has the very short half-life period. As it has the half-life period is short, it cannot be occur in the larger amount. And the question there is one question in your exercise that name of the element which is radioactive in nature in the alkali metals. The answer is francium is the element which is alkali metals and it is found the radioactive. Now this is the members of the S block elements, that is first A alkali metals and second A that is alkaline earth metals. As we already studied that the hydrogen has the different property than the alkali metals. So in alkali metals we have specially placed the lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium and francium. Out of that the sodium and potassium, it can be found the more amount in the earth, and francium, these are radioactive element. And group 2 magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium and radium. Out of that the magnesium, it can be found in the high amount and calcium also, but radium it cannot be found more amount in the nature, which we have to study. The group 2 of the periodic table, it can be consist of the elements beryllium, that is beryllium represented by symbol Be, magnesium Mg, calcium Ca, strontium that is St, then barium Ba and radium that is Ra. Now these elements are collectively called as the alkaline earth metals because they occur as the minerals in the rocks. Now these group 2 elements are found in the minerals in rocks, so they are known as the alkaline earth metals. Now out of these elements, the elements magnesium that is Mg and calcium that is Ca, these are found abundantly in the earth crust, but the radium it is not easy to found. The radium it is one of the first two radioactive element which is discovered by the Madame Curie. Now next is the electronic configuration of the elements of the group 1 and group 2. Now as we already studied about the what is meant by electronic configuration in chapter number 7, that is modern periodic table. The electronic configuration, it is the distribution of electrons of an atom or the molecule in the atomic or the molecular orbital. In short, the electronic configuration, it is described that how the electrons are distributed in its atomic orbital. That means any electrons, as it can be found in the various shell, subshell, their arrangement, it can be represented in the electronic configuration. The general outer electronic configuration of the group 1 element, it is the NS1. Now N is nothing but the number of group, as it is in the first group then 1s1, when the elements are in the second group then it is the 2s1, but it is same for all, that is ns1. And that of the group 2 element, it is the ns2. The loosely held s electrons in the valence shell of these elements, It can be easily removed from the metal ions, and hence these elements are never found in the free state in the nature. Now this is the electronic configuration of the group 1 element. Now group 1 elements means the alkali metals. The hydrogen has the symbol H, atomic number 1. It has the condensed electronic configuration, that is 1s1, and as the same electronic configuration, that is 1s1. Lithium represented by symbol Li. Atomic number is 3. It has the condensed electronic configuration, that is helium 2s1, and electronic configuration is 1s2 2s1. Now the difference between the condensed electronic configuration and electronic configuration is that here, without representing the 1s2 2s2 2p6, we have it can be represented by the nearby noble gas elements, that is neon, that is helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon. And at the outermost shell, it is the represented by only the 3s1 4s1 5s1 6s1 and 7s1 and so on. Sodium atomic number 11 represented by symbol Na. Electronic configuration is Ne3s1. Means at all these elements we have to study it that there is the electronic configuration is only as ns1, that is 1s1 2s1 3s1 4s1 5s1 and so on. Means only one electron is present in their outermost shell. Now similarly we have studied in the electronic configuration of the group 2 elements, that is alkaline earth metals. It has the general electronic configuration is ns2, that is 2 electrons are found in their outermost shell. Barium, the symbol represented by Be, atomic number is 4. Condensed electronic configuration is helium 2s2 and electronic configuration is 1s2 and 2s2. Next is the magnesium represented by symbol Mg, atomic number is 12. Condensed electronic configuration is neon 3s2 and electronic configuration is 1s2 2s2 2p6 and 3s2. Here 1s2 2s2 and 2p6, it is the electronic configuration of neon, so without giving all this we have to represent it in neon in the condensed electronic configuration. Then calcium represented by symbol Ca, atomic number is 20. The condensed electronic configuration is argon 4s2 and electronic configuration is 1s2 2s2 2p6 3s2 and 3p6 4s2. Without representing all this, it can be given by argon. Then strontium, atomic number 38 represented by symbol St. Condensed electronic configuration is krypton 5s2. Then barium. Now barium is represented by symbol Ba and this is the beryllium which is represented by the symbol Be. Both start from B, but in beryllium there is Be and in barium there is Ba. Atomic number is barium is 56 represented by condensed electronic configuration xenon 6s2 and then radium atomic number 88 and radon 7s2. Now as we seen in group 1, it contains the ns1 electronic configuration general, and in case of group 2, that is alkaline earth metals, it has the electronic configuration ns2, that means 2 electrons that are present in its outermost shell. Now next is the trends in the atomic and physical properties of the elements of group 1 and group 2. Now in this we have studied the various physical properties and atomic properties that like its atomic radii, ionic radii, electronegativity, ionization enthalpy, their melting point density and so on. All the alkali metals means group 1 elements, they are silvery white in color and they are the soft. Due to their large atomic size, these elements have the low density and they are the most electropositive elements. That means the sodium, potassium, that is Na plus, K plus, both are the, and these elements of group 1 are the electropositive in nature. Now the second group element, that is alkaline earth metals. These are also the metals and they are also in general silvery white, lustrous and soft. Now the similarity between the alkali metals and alkaline earth metals, that is group 1 and group 2 metals are both are the silvery white in color and both are the soft, but the difference is that the group 2 elements, that is alkaline earth metals, these are harder than the alkali metals. That means when we have to compare between the group 1 elements and group 2 elements, then it is found that the group 1 elements are more soft as compared to the group 2 elements. They are also strongly electropositive in nature. That means both S block elements are electropositive in nature, but when we have to compare between the alkali metals and alkaline earth metals, then it is found that alkali metals are more electropositive as compared to the alkaline earth metals, but comparatively it is less electropositive than the alkali metals. Now, the unipositive ions of the elements of the group 1 have the inert gas configuration. For example, if we have to consider the one of the example of sodium, which is represented by the symbol Na. Now, when Na, it has the atomic number 11, electronic configuration is, that is 281. Now, when we have to study about the unipositive ions, that is Na plus ions, then it has the electronic configuration, that is 28, that is by loss of one electrons it has the electronic configuration 28, and thus it has no unpaired electrons, and their compounds are diamagnetic and colorless. As we already note that the any element which can be shows the color, then it contains the unpaired electron, but as the unipositive ions, that is like the sodium Na plus, potassium K plus, as it contains the no unpaired of electrons, they are diamagnetic in nature and they cannot be shows the color. That means it is the colorless. Now second is the divalent ions of the group 2 elements. They have also the inert gas configuration with the no unpaired electrons, and therefore their compounds are also diamagnetic and colorless. For example, the example we have take the magnesium, that is Mg2 plus. Magnesium has the atomic number 12, electronic configuration, that is 2, 8 and 2. Now when the 2 electrons it can be lost by Mg, there is the electronic configuration, that is 2, 8, and 2, 8, it is the electronic configuration of the neon, means inert gas configuration is neon in case of Mg, that is when it is the Mg2 plus, and when it is the sodium, then electronic configuration unipositive Na plus is 28, that is inert gas is neon, and it as it contains the no unpaired of electrons, they are the colorless and diamagnetic in nature. Now the lithium and beryllium, they are differ from the rest of the groups of 1 and group 2 respectively because of their extremely small size, and comparatively they have the high electronegativities. Now the physical properties of the group 1 and group 2, these elements they can be shows the reasonable regularity in the periodic trends. That means the maximum properties are similar in group 1 and group 2, as we already studied that both group 1 and group 2 are found the metals and electropositivity similarly. Thus the atomic and ionic radii and densities, it can be increases down the both the groups. Now first of all we see what is meant by the atomic radii. Now the atomic radii means it is defined as atomic radius, it is the total distance from the nucleus of an atom to the outermost orbit of an electron. That means the distance between the nucleus of the atom to its outermost orbit. Now as we seen in case of groups, that is both groups 1 and 2, at every time in group the new shell is open. As the new shell is open, their atomic radius and ionic radius is goes on increases. Now this is the atomic radius and ionic radius of the group 1 element. As we seen, the lithium atomic radius is 152, sodium 186, potassium 227. Means as in every times when we go down the group, the atomic radius is goes on increases because new shell is open. Now similarly trend found in the group 2, that is barium, magnesium, calcium, at always the atomic radius goes on decreases. But when we compare between the atomic and ionic radius for the period, that is as we goes from left to right, it is found that their atomic radius is goes on decreases. That is, for example, in case of lithium it is the 152, but in case of beryllium it is 111. That means it can be goes on decreases. This is due to that the nuclear charge is increases, and due to the scaling effect their atomic radius goes on decreases. Now the similar the atomic radius and ionic radius. Ionic radius, it is nothing but the radius of an atom forming an ionic bond or an ions. Now ionic radius means when any compounds which can be lose the electrons and it can be form the positive charge, and positive charge means it can be has the smallest size, and when it can be gain the electrons, that means they have the negative charge and then they have the larger size, but they can be also follow the same trend. That means ionic radius, it can be also goes increases down the group, and when we have to be goes to left to right in a period, it can be goes on decreases. Now next is the ionization enthalpy and electronegativity. It can be also decreases down both the group. Now first of all we see what is meant by the ionization enthalpy. Ionization enthalpy, it is the energy required to remove an electron to form the isolated gaseous atom in its ground state. That means any electron, when it can be removed the electrons from its outermost shell, then the amount of energy required is nothing but the ionization enthalpy. And electronegativity, it is the ability of a covalent bonded atom to attract the shared electron towards the its shell, which is nothing but the electronegativity. This ionization enthalpy and electronegativity, it can be both decreases down the both the groups. Now this is the ionization enthalpy, this is decreases, and electronegativity which is also decreases, that is as we go down to the groups. Same trend it can be shows in the ionization enthalpy for group 2 and electronegativity of the group 2 elements. The elements of both these groups in the general, they have the high negative values of the standard reduction potential also. Now these are the physical properties of group 1 elements which we have to study, that is atomic radius, which is goes on decreases in the period and increases in the groups. Similarly ionic radius, then density, ionization enthalpy, electronegativity, both are they can be decreases, then melting point and abundance in the lithosphere and standard reduction potential. Then we have to study about some problems related to the trends in the various physical properties of the group 1 and group 2. Now the sodium, that is Na, it can be formed the ionic compounds. Ionic compounds means the compounds which is formed by the formation of ions, that is cations and anions, that is positive charge particle and negative charge particle, having the formula that is NaCl, NaH and Na2CO3 explained. Now first of all we see how these elements have to be formed. Now these elements, that is ionic compound, it is formed by the combination of cation, that is positively charged particle, and negatively charged particle, that is an ion. In case of NaCl, it is formed by the Na plus Cl minus. In case of NaH, it can be formed by the Na plus H minus. In case of Na2CO3, it can be formed by the combination of Na plus and CO3 2 minus. Now as we see that Na carries the one positive charge. So by losing one electron, Na it can be converted into the Na plus and plus electron. Now as it is due to the electronic configuration of Na is neon 3s1. There is only one electrons in the valence shell of sodium, so it can be lost. Its ionization enthalpy is very low and it can be easily formed stable and it has the stable electronic configuration of the inert gas, that is neon. In short, in case of NaCl, Na has to lose electron, it can be gives the Na plus and plus 1 electrons, and these 1 electrons it can be goes to the Cl, it can be accept the 1 electrons, and Cl it can be converted into the Cl minus, that is it can be formed the Cl anion, and by combination of Na cation Cl anion there is the formation of NaCl. Same we have to found in NaH and Na2CO3. Now the next example, it is related with the ionization enthalpy. Explain the observed values of 496 kJ per mole and 737 kJ per mole of the first ionization enthalpy of the sodium and magnesium respectively. That means we have to show that how the ionization enthalpy has to be increases when we have to compare about the sodium and magnesium. Now first of all we see what is meant by the ionization enthalpy. The energy required to remove an electron from the isolated gaseous atom in its ground state is called as the ionization enthalpy. That means when we want to remove the electrons from its outermost shell, the amount of energy required it is nothing but the ionization enthalpy. The electronic configuration of sodium, that is Ne3s1, and that of Mg is Ne3s2. During the first ionization energy means to remove the only one ions. Only one electron is removed from the neutral atom. That is when we have to remove the only one electron from sodium, it can be used the Na plus plus 1 electrons, and Mg first ionization is Mg plus plus 1 electrons. The resulting Na, that is it is the isoelectric with the Na, because Na has only single electron, as it can be removed one electrons, it can be converted into the inert gas configuration, that is neon, and therefore it is the stable. That's why Na has the low value of the first ionization enthalpy, that is it has a small value, that is 496 kJ per mole. However, to form the unipositive Mg ions, as magnesium has the 2 electrons in its outermost shell, by losing one first ionization it can be converted into Mg plus ions. The energy required to unpair these electrons in the valence shell and also remove one electron to form the ions having the electronic configuration, that is Ne3s1. It is not stable as Na since it does not correspond to any inert gas. Therefore, the first ionization enthalpy of magnesium is higher than that of the sodium. In short, it is found that by losing one electrons, Na has converted into the inert gas configuration, that is Ne, and it is the stable. But when Mg has to lose one electrons, it can be converted into the Mg plus ions, but still it contains the one electrons in its outermost shell and it cannot be goes to the inert gas, that is neon, and as it is not stable, it has the required the more ionization enthalpy, that is first ionization enthalpy of the sodium is small and magnesium is large. Then next example is the atomic radius of the sodium, potassium and magnesium are 186, 227 and 160 pm respectively. Explain the difference. Now when we studied about the atomic radii, now first of all, as we already know what is meant by the atomic radii. The atomic radii, it is the total distance from the nucleus of an atom to its outermost orbit of an electron. Now the sodium and potassium, both are the elements of the alkali metals, that is the group 1. They are both belong to the group 1, and as the K has the larger valence shell, that means as compared to the sodium and potassium, The potassium has the more shell than sodium. Therefore, the atomic radius of K is larger than that of the sodium. Means sodium has 186 and potassium has the 227. That means as sodium has only one outermost shell and potassium has the two, that means as number of shell increases, its atomic radius, that is the distance from nucleus to outermost shell, is increases, and their atomic radius is also goes on increases. But when we are compared about the sodium and magnesium, now sodium it is the element of the first group and magnesium it is the element of the second group. They belong to the same period. Therefore, both have the same valence shell. That means the sodium and magnesium both belong to the same period and they have the same valence shell, but the nuclear charge of the magnesium, that is Mg, it is larger than that of the sodium. Therefore, the valence electrons in the magnesium are held more tightly and its atomic radius is smaller than that of the Na. That means magnesium has the 160 pm and sodium is 186. In short, sodium and magnesium has the same number of same shell, that means distance is same, but as they contains the number of valence electrons are different, so they have the different skinning effect, and due to this the atomic radius is decreases in the period. That means sodium has the more atomic radius and magnesium has the low atomic radius. In this way, today we have to study about the what is meant by S block elements, then their properties, electronic configuration, their trends, that is metallic electronegativity, ionization enthalpy, their ionization enthalpy and their related problems. I hope all of you it understand very well. Thank you.